let's call it Balkan music. It's usually very energetic, party, drinking alcohol music.
The Bosnian band Dubioza have mixed reggae music with punk, rock and traditional Balkan music. The quirky characters make fun of their common stereotypes given to Balkan people, but also try and open the world's eyes. Song by song, they will teach you the Bosnian way.
We started at 2003, I guess. It's like 13 years ago. So we started in Bosnia. It was two bands who was playing in that time. And then both of the bands split apart and pieces of those two bands become our band today.
And so far we have 7 studio albums and we played quite a lot of shows all around Europe. And so that is distilled history of Dubioza Kolektiv.
Zbog svjetske krize, nemam za rize, nemam ni ganđe, aman, baš bi mi sjelo taman. Zbog svjetske krize, nemam za rize, nemam ni ganđe, aman, baš bi mi sjelo taman.
Usually we like the Dutch festivals because of the program, which is very unpredictable, and the crowd is of course very unpredictable. You never know who will find in the tent or on the stage. So you have to, you have to fight on the stage very hard for your 1 hour of attention. And I think our biggest goal is to make people move and to be part of the show, active part of the show. And on that festival, it worked very well.
It was I think last day of the festival, and 2 days before, it was like a big rain and storm and some bands were cancelled and the entire atmosphere at the festival was a little bit down. So it was very good to cheer the people up, and they were really responsive to this, and they were dancing and jumping. It was good.
I just came out the state from Balkan, with the Balkan, with the Balkan, Balkan, with the Balkan. No escape from Balkan, with the Balkan, with the Balkan, Balkan, with the Balkan. No escape from.
It's a song about stereotypes, about how people from the Western world see people from the East, from the Balkans, and also how people from the East feel when they go to diaspora, when they go to work somewhere in the Western Europe. And it's all about stereotypes. So it's all about these exaggerated misinterpretations of people from Balkans. So we like very much to play with these stereotypes because most of the times they're totally wrong, but you can play with these pieces of truth that is hidden somewhere in between and make fun of it. I think that's very interesting approach.
And in these days, I guess it's the topic of people who are moving somewhere to work or to live. It's quite interesting, I would say. So we try to tell stories from our own country and from what we see around us every day. Many of our families went abroad, worked somewhere else. Here in Switzerland, I have a lot of family, and because many Bosnians left during the war or before even just to work, and now the new big fashion of young people is to escape somewhere.
Our music is for free, you can download MP3. Keep it playing on repeat, if you hate it, press delete. Our music is for free, you can download MP3. Keep it playing on repeat, if you hate it, press delete.
The reggae was quite big in ex-Yugoslavia in the 70s. It's a very funny story how some records got released there and how our parents listened to Eddie Grant or Benjamin Zephaniah, who got, I think, his first record released in Yugoslavia. It was really, really strange history of this country that was also very attractive for reggae musicians because it was analyzed. It was this out of these East-West kind of divisions, and I think quite a lot of people were playing also in the 70s and the 80s, which we were kids, we were too young to know that, but later we find out what happened.
For me, it was from the beginning, from the childhood, because my parents are, two hippie people who are listening to a lot of reggae music. So, my first tapes that I get from my father was Bob Marley or something else. So for me, it was very normal, and it's part of my, music that we listen all our life in our home. So. We like that people understand our background, where we are coming from, and the Balkan music is the easiest clue for them. So after first brass section, in first 2 minutes, they know where we are coming from, and then all the stories that we are telling, it's more clear about what we are talking about. That's first. And another thing is usually Balkan, let's say, let's call it Balkan music. It's usually very energetic, party, drinking alcohol music, and I think it fits very well for all the rest of the styles that we mix. And again, we know quite a lot of people who play very well this kind of music back home. So, it's our friends. You sit, you play with somebody, and then it just comes out naturally. That's. For me, Glastonbury last year was big fun because we played 2 shows in one day, and then second show was on Shangri-La stage at midnight.
Yeah, we closed the festival.
And that was really crazy gig, because even the security was on top of the fences, jumping into crowd, stage diving, whatever. It was complete mess, and it's anarchy as we love it.